Well, guys, it looks like I made it home. Hollywood Tower Hotel, aka Twilight Zone Tower of Terror right there. Hollywood Boulevard all around, you know, Hollywood as we do. But wait a minute, something looks a little different about this Hollywood Boulevard. Even though, wait a minute, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is in DCA, in Anaheim, California, right? And we have a Hollywood Boulevard backlot looking thing, but this, something's not right about it. What is this? What is this? And what the heck is this? I'll tell you what it is. It's the Sometimes Vlog. It's a vlog that happens sometimes, and sometimes it happens still in France. That's right, all of these people behind me are not American, and they are super weirded out about the things that I choose to do with my life here in France. We are in the second Disney theme park in Paris. Still at Disneyland Paris. Right over there is Disneyland Paris itself and the Disneyland Hotel. You can sort of see back over there where I am staying. And adjacent to it is this second park. Before I came on this trip, I actually had no idea that Disney had two theme parks in France. I thought it was just the one, Euro Disney or Disneyland Paris. I did not know that they had built a second park, Walt Disney Studios Park. And this is gonna get really confusing. It's confusing enough for me, and I know what's going on. Been to all three now, and now I'm gonna explain it to you. Hold on a second. Right there's the partner statue, just like at Disneyland, but here it's at Walt Disney Studios Park. All right, now let's break this down really quick so that this makes sense. Number one, 1989, Michael Eisner, president of Disney, builds a theme park in Florida called MGM, Disney MGM Studios. It's basically like a copy of Universal Studios in Hollywood, where they have a tram tour and a backlot thing, and they show you how movies are made, but it was all Disney themed, right? MGM Studios. Now that is called Disney Hollywood Studios. It's at Walt Disney World in Florida. Flash forward 2001. We build DCA, Disney California Adventure, in Anaheim, California, next to the original Disneyland, and we copy much of Disney's Hollywood Studios, add a Hollywood Boulevard thing, we add a Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, we do our thing over there. Flash forward a little bit more, and Disneyland Paris decides they need a second park, and what do? They copy DCA and Disney's Hollywood Studios, and they put in Walt Disney Studios. So all three of those parks are Disney Studio theme parks. They all sort of reflect a little bit of, hey, it's Hollywood themed. They all show a little bit of behind the scenes, how animation and movies are made type of things. And they are all very confusing now for me to keep apart in my mind when I have slept about 30 minutes at a time for the whole week that I have been in France. I am very disoriented being in this park and in this place, but it's okay. So basically, we're here at the second theme park. I hope I break down that history quick and fast enough for you. We're at the second theme park in Paris, but the third Disney Studios themed theme park, sort of. Anyway, here we go. Walt Disney Studios Park, and I might get that name wrong over and over again because, again, it's confusing with the three of them. And right here, the Hollywood Tower Hotel, unlike the Tower of Terror in Florida, this is a carbon copy of the DCA version. So it's twin. It's like I'm at home when I ride it. I'm very confused as to where I am inside. Back here is the entrance to the park, which actually goes through that huge soundstage first, where on either side are a bunch of restaurants set up. So you kind of walk through Restaurant Row, basically, as the main street before coming through here into this Hollywood Boulevard area, and then back there onto the Studio Tram Tour. Now, the reason the history is important is to explain this to you right here. The Studio Tram Tour takes visitors on a tram ride through a backlot and then shows you some special effects and movie magic. If you're thinking, that sounds a lot like Universal Studios in Hollywood, you are 100% correct. Now, people in Florida will know exactly what the Studio Tram Tour is because it's pretty much a copy of the one they used to have at MGM and Disney's Hollywood Studios, which is now abandoned and forlorn. So all you Walt Disney World people who missed the old studio tour there, here's your chance to ride it again with a little French narration. The Studio Tram Tour. Wow. Now, because this is the second park, this is only my first visit to Disneyland Paris. I have not spent much time here. I walked in the other day, took a look around, and left because a certain ride was closed and I wanted to ride. I did ride the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, just to confirm that it is in fact exactly like the one at DCA. But I have not had time really to enjoy this park. So today I had to come over here and check out their staple signature ride, which is a Ratatouille ride. Everyone's very excited about it. Obviously Ratatouille, the Pixar movie, is a Paris, France theme, so it fits right in. It was closed the other day. I came to the park today to ride it. Now, while I'm walking down this long corridor of nothingness, let me tell you about my day.
out of the very limited amount of time I had here, 2 days worth of Random Land footage was lost when a memory card was murdered by my camera. I bought this camera thinking it would solve a bunch of problems. It doesn't matter what kind of camera, just not relevant to the story, but I bought this camera thinking it's going to solve all my problems and end up causing me a lot of problems, and this time it murdered a car with 2 days worth of work on it. Well, I can't control my circumstances, and I am really frustrated today, and obviously it's cold and wet and raining. My hands are pruny and I am freezing, and I dropped my phone, and this is the third time that I've done this sometimes vlog today because of problems. It's a frustrating day. I sat down on the edge of the bed in the hotel last night and went, all right, I'm down, but I'm not out. I have a day and a half because I had half a day this morning before it started raining, and I've got tomorrow to pull off some Random Lands and some things that I want to do. So, while it was raining today, while games called on account of rain, I decided to pop back over here to do two things. One, ride that Ratatouille ride, and two, show you guys at least a little bit of this park. So we don't have a lot of time for everything. That sums up me, that sums up the histories behind this park, and now look at this. It's Buzz freaking Lightyear. Now, a whole bunch of people have been asking me since I'm in France, show us the Toy Story Land, show us the Toy Story Land. The reason is because Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida is getting a Toy Story Land soon. Huh? Very hard to get used to all the French in France. Man, why do they speak so much French here? Anyways. I'm sorry, I'm just so distracted by that. So people have been saying, show us the Toy Story Land in France. Well, Toy Story Land in France, I don't think is what they have in mind for Toy Story Land in Florida. I think they're going to be two completely different things. The Toy Story Land in France is called Toy Story Playland.
Universe Protection Unit. There's a secret mission.
You just wanted to shoot us with a laser?
Backyard. Your directive. Have fun.
Oh, will do. Thanks, Buzz. Okay, Toy Story Playland. It's raining. My camera is getting soaked. So let's go in and take a look. This is their Toy Story themed land. Toy Story Land here is pretty much a Toy Story version of Bugs Land at DCA. So the similarities run deep between these two parks. But look at it. It is so well done. I apologize for the rain, the wind, and the weather. I can't control them. If I could control them, I would. Believe me, with my powers. And then I would do great harm, but also great good and have great mercy. Anyway, look at this. Right here they have these Army Man parachute guys, Toy Soldiers Parachute Drop. There's the title right there. Over here, some Toy Story fences, a Lincoln Log entrance to a very cool ride right over here. It's very cold and wet, I'm sorry. Slowing down. In my mind, I'm like, hurry, 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 hurry. And I'm just gonna rather let this run longer than I mean to, than to go so fast and rush and be crazy. So you're watching me calm myself down now. Relax, bro. Relax. Toy Soldiers Parachute Drop right there. Andy's name written all over it. Wow, you can see how much rain is coming out. So you can't see the rain on the camera, but a lot of rain is coming down on me now. And it's freezing cold out here, in the 30s. These guys are ready to go up in the parachute. I'm ready to watch them. Come on, guys. All right, well, we'll see them when they go up there. They'll be in the background. But that's a lot like the old Knott's Berry Farm parachutes there, but a miniature version. All right, over here, like I hinted at, a Slinky Dog Zigzag Spin entrance. I like this part because there's a lot of stuff in English here. The names of stuff are in English. Slinky Dog's Zigzag Spin entrance. Slinky Dog's Zigzag Spin is this. It's a ride that goes around and round and round, themed around Slinky Dog from Toy Story. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Like I said, I was only here the other day and all I rode was Tower of Terror, but I walked through Toy Story Playland for like 20 minutes just looking at it because it's one of the best themed, I thought he was going to speak French. It's one of the best themed areas of any Disney park I've ever seen. Like, they did a really good job with this. Look at this. Let's just take a look around now. So you have the Toy Soldiers Parachute Drop over here, Slinky Dogs with a spin wheel over here. Over here, just, you know, that giant Pixar ball, which is fine. We can have it over here. And over here is RC Racer, where RC, the race car, goes up and down like a crazy Hot Wheel track. A very simple ride for fun for all ages right here. You sit in that little RC car, and I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think anybody's on the RC car. Oh, he's closed. He's closed because of the rain. That was why. That makes sense. If there was no one in there, I was going to brave it with you. Rex is over here to take a photo with. A giant big old Rex here, and now I'm getting soaking wet. Rex, can you... Can you save me from the rain? Can you save me from the rain? That was just a low battery thing. Did he say weather? Was he answering me in French? Parlez-vous anglais? No? Okay, never mind. Rex over here, RC car. That was a low battery notification, by the way. So you can see, today is not my day. Things are going hecka wrong, you guys. Hecka wrong. All right, over here through Barrel of Monkeys. Well, anyway, that's basically it. Toy Story Land is basically just that. Toy Story Playland is 3 rides and a lot of really good theming. It's super fun for kids. In the daytime when it's warm, it's super packed, full of people. They're having a good time. But it's got some really, really cool theming. Like, it's awesome to come in here, feel like you're exploring and roam around. I guess it's probably not that great if you're 40 and single and walking around. But if you're a kid, this has to be super epically awesome. I was gonna say that here in Paris, they seem to have a very huge connection to all the Pixar stuff. They love the Pixar characters here. They go gaga for them. And of course, French, Pixar, what does that make you think of? Well, come through this giant Barrel of Monkeys to look at this. Do you know what this is over here, everyone? This is the ride I was talking about, Ratatouille. L'Aventure Totalement Toki de Remy. It's the adventure of Remy. I don't know what kind of adventure because I don't read or speak French, but here it is. It's the Ratatouille ride. Now, in my head, as I was coming to France, I was thinking, Disneyland Paris, haha, what do I know about Paris? Trying to harken back to all my history classes and thinking of the French Revolution, Les Miserables, and all this crazy stuff, Three Musketeers, and, of course, I thought of Ratatouille, and I thought, man, French people must not like Ratatouille, right? It must be like such a cliche to them, the whole restaurant thing, all that. No, it turns out French people super love Ratatouille. In fact, he's got a huge gift shop over here, this ride, and Bistro Chez Remy, a Remy-themed restaurant. Inside of this, it's like you are a rat. Everything is all blown up and huge, kind of like in Toy Story Playland. The inside of this is as if you're in Remy's restaurant from the end of the movie, where everything around you is all huge. I just had lunch in here and sat right at that table. I posted some pictures on Instagram. I know there's all kinds of crazy reflections in there, but you can see you're sitting on bottle cap chairs and all this stuff. There's big giant Christmas lights for the lighting in there. It is a really well-themed and fancy restaurant. The person I was eating with actually had Ratatouille in the Ratatouille restaurant next to the Ratatouille ride. What are you gonna do? I'll post a picture of it later. Look at this, Ratatouille. This dark ride right here is kind of like Transformers at Universal Studios in this way. It's like a simulator ride, like Star Tours or something like that, where you have all those 3D screens and you're moving around, but you're in kind of like a little Omni-Mover car, but it's got like a hockey puck bottom and there's no track and it moves around somehow on its own. It's the weirdest thing ever, but it moves from room to room, all set up like a ride, and then there's these screens where you're sort of inside of the movie Ratatouille. You're going under the oven in the kitchen, and then you end up in your own restaurant. It's crazy. I got a couple of clips from the inside. It's super dark in there, and very hard to film a 3D ride, but I have a couple of clips so you can see sort of what it looks like. Take a look at these.
Il va aussi me falloir rapidement 15 ratatouilles pour la carte.
Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I am not the world's hugest fan of simulator rides and those 3D rides. Anything you have to wear the glasses on, do that. I usually really just don't like it. I prefer things like Pirates of the Caribbean or the old school two-dimensional dark rides that you would go through all in the black light. But I gotta say, this is actually super cool and super mind-blowing. Like, at first when you start out, you're like, okay, I'm in a room with the screen's moving, the car's bouncing up and down. It's a little bit like the Minion Ride at Universal. That's actually a better comparison. But then your car that you're in, which is like a rat, moves from room to room underneath all this giant furniture and crazy stuff, and then you really feel, I don't know, after a couple minutes, I got sucked in. I really felt like I was in the world of Ratatouille, and they did it. They got me. It's a super, super cool ride. A combination dark ride And rather than, okay, so like Transformers at Universal Studios is a combination of like a thrill ride, goes up and down and does all this crazy stuff, with a simulator ride, like Star Tours. This is more like a combination dark ride, like a fun Disney dark ride, Snow White or Pinocchio or something like that, or Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin, mixed a little bit with that Star Tours like projection screens. And the projection screens in there are so tall that, I mean, you can't tell by the footage, but when you're in there, you're like looking up at everyone's face as if you're I don't know. The illusion worked really, really well when you're in there. There's not really any good way to film it so that you can see it. This is one of those ones where, very cleverly, I think, you have to come here and experience it. Anyway, it's really weird to see a Parisian-themed area inside of the park in Paris. It's a little bit like being in the Hollywood area in DCA in California. Like 30 minutes away from Hollywood, you're in a Hollywood-themed part of a theme park. 30 minutes away from Paris, you're inside a Paris-themed area of a theme park. But apparently this, the newest, craziest ride from Disney here in Europe, is very, very popular because it always has a super long line, even in the cold and the rain. All the French people, and it's seriously a lot of French people here. I mean, people from all over Russia, and Belgium, and Germany, and England. I think I'm the only American that I've heard today anyway, but a lot, mostly French people. Very surprised by that. When Euro Disney first opened, Disneyland Paris first opened, it was not very popular, and there was all this stuff in the press about how the French didn't want Disney, and it was, you know, United States style Western cultural imperialism coming to destroy, you know, the culture of France. We don't want Disney, we don't want Disney. So for some reason in my head, I just always sort of remember back to the 90s and think, oh, I guess the French people don't like their own Disneyland very much. Turns out the French Disneyland is full of French people, and they're super wonderful, super nice, and they seem to be enjoying themselves. And we're at a point now, let's see, it's 2015, so we're at a point now where Disneyland here has been open for 20 some odd years, right? Since 92 to 2002 to now. Okay, so 23 years. 23 years this place has been open. So you now literally have the first generation of kids who've grown up with a Disneyland in Europe, a Disneyland in Paris here. And they are very, very attached to it. All right, now leaving the Remy area, leaving Toy Story Playland, we come to this. I have no idea what this area is called, but this is basically their Cars Land. Someone told me, just like they said, film Toy Story Land. Someone said, film Cars Land there. It's Cars Land? There is no Cars Land here. I was surprised. Like, I think I would have heard if there was another Cars Land. There isn't another Cars Land, but there is this. Look at Luigi's Casa della Tires. Right there, Luigi and Guido. Isn't that exciting? I'm sorry if it's a little fuzzy out here. It's very, very wet. Tow Mater right there. And you got Ramon's place where he paints stuff. And all these cute little miniature buildings here are all part of one thing, and that is the queue line for this. Oh, Flo's V8 Cafe. I don't know what this ride is called. Let's see. It's called that. That right there, whatever that says. But this is basically the Cars Land of Disneyland Paris. It's this very, very small attraction. Just a cute little ride for kids. Super fun. Looks super fun. I bet if you rode this and took a pic, it'd be a pretty fun pic. All right, look at that. You can see Lightning and Mater down there talking to the kids. And honestly, if you're a Cars fan, this has got to be a heck of a lot of fun for you. But look at that tiny little hubcap, or what the heck is it called? The thing, just like we have at DCA, but it's small. I really can't think. It's so cold, you guys. I could not feel my hands. It is so. You see the breath? Look at me. Look at me, I'm smoking. It's so cold here. Anyway, that's basically the long and the short of Cars Land for Disneyland Paris. Behind me is Disneyland Paris's Toontown, which is basically just a backdrop for taking photos with cartoon characters. And then over here is a ride I haven't gone on yet because it has the longest wait time of really anything I've seen in Disneyland Paris, has been this. Crush's Coaster. Inside of this big soundstage is most of the roller coaster, and I'm assuming that it's basically the kids' version of Rock and Roller Coaster that they have in Florida. I don't know. It's a little coaster. It looks similar in shape to like the Goofy Sky School style roller coasters, those mouse coasters, but I haven't been inside. Couldn't tell you. Won't even have time on this trip, so I did not get to experience everything in this park, as small as it is. But I did get to experience everything in Disneyland Paris, every single attraction, so I'm pretty excited about that. I nailed everything at Disneyland. Now I've got work to do and stuff to film, so I can't do it all, but I did most. And I'm I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Look at over here. Over here, you have the Magic Carpet Ride, just like at Walt Disney World's Adventureland, where they have the magic carpets like the Dumbo, but a magic carpet version. They've got the exact same thing right over here in, what is this place called? Walt Disney Studios Park. And you can control it, you can go up and down, you can pretend you're in a whole new world. That's where we'll be. And I have got to go now, you guys. I want to show you more, but it is cold, it is wet, my feet are totally soaked, I am tired and windswept, and honestly, not quite homesick, but I am ready for a good long rest. 2 crazy full days of work down the drain. But like I'm always saying, can't control your negative circumstances, but you can control your reaction to them. And I'm doing what I always do. I sat there last night and went, this freaking sucks. I lost a bunch of footage, but I'm gonna get up tomorrow and keep trying. And that is what I always do. That's what I expect of all of the good people in the world, right? I really feel like what separates the sucky people from the people who don't totally suck, no matter how rich you are, or poor you are, or smart you are, or dumb you are, or nice you are, or ugly you are, or pretty, I mean, nice looking, or ugly, or hot, whatever. What separates sort of the good people from the bad people is 1, the ability to empathize, and 2, do they keep trying? Like, man, you don't have to be successful at everything. There's not enough room in the world probably for everyone to be successful like at the same thing or whatever, but just keep trying. Just keep trying. I mean, you're allowed to give up and try new things too, but just always be trying something, right? So I got up this morning and I'm gonna keep filming, keep trying. But I am almost out of time here in Paris and I gotta get back to work doing stuff. And for the moment, I like to get inside and get dry. So this was a very, very abbreviated tour of Walt Disney Studios. Couldn't walk around the whole thing. Had to keep it super short for the vlog. They're taking forever to upload. So there you go. Studio Tram Tour, Tower of Terror. Oh, I forgot to say, they also have a copy of Rock and Roller Coaster here. The Aerosmith roller coaster that's all inside and indoors. It's way down to that way, and they've got all kinds of shows and crazy stuff. I didn't see it all. I did not see it all. But I'm told the Rock and Roller Coaster is exactly the same as in Florida, just the same way that the Tower of Terror here, where is it? Oh, there it is the same as it is in DCA, which I did confirm. All right, and now I'm gonna walk out as my phone literally is about to die. Goodbye, Walt. It was weird as heck seeing you in France, but I'm glad I did. And on that note, by the way, Walt Disney spent a lot of time in France right at the end of World War I being an ambulance driver. And if it weren't for that time spent there, away from his dad and getting out of the... His dad was kind of controlling of old Walt and really wanted him to come into the family business a whole bunch of times and all that stuff. And if Walt hadn't broken free from his dad and come to France and been an ambulance driver here where he drew cartoons all over the side of the ambulance and hobnobbed with generals and ran around seeing fairy tale castles and stuff, there would probably be no Walt Disney Company and no Disneyland, much less a Disneyland Paris. So it's actually kind of cool in a way and fitting that France would be the home of Europe's first and second Disney theme parks. Anyway, crazy, huh? World War I, post-World War I, ambulance driver, now has a statue right outside of Paris where millions of people visit it. Crazy, just a weird thought, just a weird thought. All right, I know this vlog was kind of random and long. It wasn't built to scale or painted. I'm sorry. But what are you gonna do? I'm tired and wet and hungry. And I think, given the circumstances, I've done my duty, so I'm gonna go home. This is the perfect example. You see that little blip in the matrix? That's not me trying to edit the vlog. That was the phone battery actually dying all the way to death, rendering me unable to just end the vlog quickly. Anyway, livefastlightport.spreadshirt.com. Get your shirts before Christmas if you want them. You better hurry up. I am going to head back somewhere dry for a minute. By the way, this is that big soundstage I was talking about with all the restaurants here. We don't have time. I'm gonna head back in here. Hit me up on Twitter, JustinScarred, and I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. It's a frustrating day, but I am not going to quit. There's more to do before I leave Europe. Do you hear me? All right, guys, I'll see you later. Instagram, LiveFastLifePoor, Snapchat, LiveFastLifePoor, Twitter, JustinScarred, Periscope, JustinScarred. We've done our duty. It's time to go home and sleep well.